Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Sirianatarot. This is going to be a love reading for my dearest Cancers where we take a look at who you're going to marry. And if these messages resonate with you, I am going to ask that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And just a friendly reminder, I am available for private readings. So if you're after one, I have those links down below. All right, my lovely Cancers, let's see who this person is. All right, we see the Eight of Pentacles, somebody who's hardworking. We see the Emperor, Aries energy, okay. They're viewing you as Cancerian energy, the Chariot card. So they see you for who you are, Cancer. And, ooh, this is going to be a very spiritual connection. I'm also getting a very healing connection, one that unfolds in divine timing. And we also see the Justice card, Libran energy. Ooh, I love the Libra-Aries axis coming through here. It's telling me this person is very balanced. And, you know, someone here could have a North Node in one of those signs. But this is also a little hint from my guides that this is definitely a strong soulmate connection. Now, I do feel like this person values balance and harmony within their relationships. Some of you, they could have a background in law or work with law enforcement or, you know, something with the judicial system. I do feel like this person is very well put together. I actually think they're probably quite meticulous about their appearance. I do think this is somebody who works very hard. So whatever they do, they're dedicated to it. Some of you, they have their own business, or I just feel, Cancer, this is somebody quite successful. The Eight of Pentacles here tells me some of you might meet this person at a place that you go back to. Work, school, the gym, your favorite restaurant, you name it. All right, we see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, Sagittarius energy and the Hierophant. Okay, some of you, this person has been married before. Some of you might meet this person and they're working on improving their finances. Now, I do think this is somebody who has a lot to offer. But again, they might have, like, you know, I don't know, made a bad investment, or, you know, maybe they're in their process of like starting a business and it's like, you know, businesses sometimes take a couple of years to start making money, things like that. But I feel like this person does have a nest egg. I do feel like they're solid, they're stable, they're secure. I feel like you two are going to have a very intuitive connection. I feel like this person has been waiting for someone just like you, Cancer, to be loving and to be nurturing and to just like get them. So they really love what my Cancerians you bring to the table, which is creativity, which is love, which is compassion, empathy, and that nurturing spirit. Again, not that they want to be babied or like quote unquote taken care of, but they're going to feel really safe with you. Now, my Cancers, how you're going to be feeling, the Queen of Wands in reverse. You might be a little bit unsure about this person. Maybe some of my Cancers, you meet this person at a time where you're really enjoying being single and exploring your options. Some of my Cancers, when you meet this person, you're going to assume that this is just going to be something short-lived. You know, you might even accept to go on a date with this person and be like, it's probably not going to work out. You know, like, it's probably not going to work out. I'll go on this date just to be nice. But I feel like, you know, I feel like you're going to be very, very pleasantly surprised. I do think this is somebody who's like dating to marry is kind of what I'm getting. Although I do think this is somebody who may have been divorced in the past and they may have lost some money in that divorce as well. We get really strong Virgo energy. They're good planners and organizers. They have a tendency to overthink and to overanalyze. This person doesn't have any children. Oh, they could be a counselor. We see that with this Justice energy. Beautiful confirmation here that this is somebody who's good at mediating situations and they easily guide people through difficult circumstances. And Cancer, you're going to love this because just like you, they're deeply committed to your connection. They're strong and they can be counted on to have your back. They're your ride or die. But you might not be so sure about that at first, okay? Maybe because of their persona or something you've heard, or just maybe because you've been disappointed a lot, you know, when you meet this person. The Emperor tells me this is somebody who's ready to boss up. This is somebody who takes strategic risks. This is somebody who is passionate, they're adventurous, they're kind of like, they're up for trying new things. But I get that they also know what they want. I also think, again, they're very ride or die when it comes to their friends, their family, their beliefs, and obviously this connection. They could be Latin, okay, or of Latin descent, or there's some sort of Latin connection. Now, remember, these really specific messages, Cancer, are not going to resonate with all of you, but they will be confirmation for some of you. Now, this person has vices. Now, they might not have them now, but they may have had some vices in the past. Okay, so just be aware of that. Maybe they're showing me like a glass of whiskey or a glass of scotch, so it could have to do with drinking, but it doesn't have to be. And this person plays games. Some of you, it might be gambling. So some of you, maybe in the past, they had a bit of a gambling problem. Maybe they do gamble now. But plays games, I'm not getting that this is a player. You know, this could also be somebody who really enjoys playing chess, you know, playing poker, somebody who likes to play, you know, video games to unwind. You know, somebody who enjoys game night, like whatever it might be. And maybe they like, you know, playing cosplay or something like that. But I feel like more so they play like strategic games, okay? Like, and like games that like, that involve like a lot of thinking or strategy is kind of what I'm getting. You know, maybe, I mean, I know it's not really games, but I'm also seeing like crossword puzzles, and I'm seeing Sudoku and things like that. All right, let's see what else my Cancers need to know about this person. All right, and they might play sports too. They might do like pickup football or soccer or basketball or something like that. We see, or golf even. But we see that they have a career that may involve government or government contracts, or a subset of one of the following, which would be a teacher, police, military, fireman, court, legal, or construction. Okay, and for others of you, I mean, it could combine these two, or maybe it's one or the other, but in hospitality, so travel, hotel, restaurant, entertainer, customer service rep. All right, and we see double confirmation that this person is somebody who's going to be really devoted, and I know how important that is to my Cancers and most signs, right? But like for Cancerians, in order for you to feel safe, you know, you need somebody who's honest and faithful, and somebody that you can really, truly trust. So that is this person. All right, what else do my Cancers need to know about this person? All right, they come from overseas, or maybe their parents or their grandparents do. They wear a meaningful accessory, so this could be something that brings them luck, or it could be something that's handmade, or they got in their travels, or was gifted to them by somebody important to them. Communicating their feelings comes easy for them, and they called you the other night. So, some of my Cancers, you already are in contact with this person. For others of you, maybe you already do know who this person is. Maybe you talk about work or something, or you have some other connections. But for others of you, I feel like this, you know, doesn't necessarily mean that you're already in communication with this person, Cancer. It may be more so that this person, you know, somebody who likes to, like, you know, old school, pick up the phone and call you rather than just like shooting you a text or a message or something. Cancer, they see you as your Cancerian energy, and I feel like they really love this about you, that very loving and very nurturing, very creative energy. All right, we see the Five of Wands. They might feel like you're a little bit conflicted, Cancer, and some of you might be, because you were showing up as that Queen of Wands about how you're feeling here. But the Five of Wands to me indicates that this person may be a little bit worried about you having other options. All right, just one moment. Okay, Cancer, sorry about that little interruption there. But with the Five of Wands here, you know, they might be a little bit worried that you have other options. And like I said, some of my Cancers, you might be enjoying the single life. You might be talking to a few different people here when you meet this person. But they might be a little bit worried that you're feeling conflicted about them. And some of you might be. All right, and we see the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, Cancer, I think you're going to be a big change for this person. Like maybe that you're very different than whom they normally go for, or whom they've been attracting. But I think this person's a little bit worried that you're going to disappoint them, not in who you are, but disappoint them in saying no to asking them out. Or, you know, they might be a little bit worried that they're not good enough here for you. Cancers, and some of you with the Judgment card, you know how you're feeling, Aries, Scorpio energy, you might misjudge this person, okay? You know, and I don't mean that necessarily in like a bad way, but you know, you might not feel like this person is right for you when you first meet them. It seems to be coming out a lot in these readings that I'm doing, that like you might not immediately know, right? So, you might, I just feel like you're going to be a bit more discerning, or maybe you're a little bit more skeptical here. This person might also, Cancer, if that's not really the case for you, this person might meet you at a time where you feel like you've got chaos and disappointment in your life, right? So again, that could be with work, it could be with friends, it could be family, it could be a combination of things. But let's see what they really, truly admire about you. They see you as this child magical archetype. So you see the potential for sacred beauty in all things. And you just have this belief that everything is possible. So they love that about you. All right. And Hermit energy. So and this is very true. This is something that like Cancers and Virgos kind of share, is both signs, because I always think of this as the Virgo archetype, this Hermit card, but that you seek solitude to focus intently on your inner life, and it helps you with your personal creativity. I mean, Cancers are very much like Virgos in that sense. Like if there's too much overstimulation, or things have been a little bit too crazy, Cancers need to go into their shell or into that hermit cave for a little bit. And this person gets that, and they like that about you. And again, some of you are creative. And as you know, when you're creating, a lot of us really need to get into the zone, and we need to be on our own in order to be creative. So they do really like that about you. All right, so we see the Temperance card. I feel like this is going to be a very divinely guided connection. We have the sun and the moon here, so I'm getting really strong divine counterparts. Pay attention to 1111. Strong soulmate energy. I feel this is going to be a healing connection. It's one that I think you both have been waiting for. We see self-care, so clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. Yeah, and I just kind of feel like some of my Cancers, that's where you are when this person meets you. And that could be a little bit of your hesitation, like you want to really make sure that this is in alignment with you, okay? Spirit saying that your true love is already a part of your life. So some of you, they called you the other night. Some of my Cancers, you already know who this is, or you're already dating this person. But with this here and now energy, it's just a reminder to stay present, and Spirit's reminding you that this has already happened. This is already written in the stars. All right, it's destiny, and we get confirmation that we're in the right reading, Cancer. I love that. Marriage. This relationship is moving towards sacred union. Yes, it is. All right, anything else we need to know here, please? So we see best friends. I love this when this card comes out in a marriage reading, because friendship is vital to your romance. Feelings deepen and blossom. Your best friend and your lover. That's like the perfect recipe for a long-term connection. Some of you, this could be a friend of yours. Maybe it's not a romantic situation, and maybe it's a friend of yours you're already talking to, or you already know. All right, and we see freedom. I love this because there's going to be healthy space and room to breathe within this connection. And proposal, your romance is about to evolve and level up. So if this is somebody who's a friend around you, Cancer, they might be about to ask you out, or ask to take things to the next level here. I do feel like this person is going to be the one. I don't think they're going to chase you necessarily, but I feel like they're going to be the one that takes the initiative here. All right, let's see if we get important dates or times for my Cancers, please. All right, so it's going to move quickly, but allow the process, okay? So Spirit's being a little bit evasive there, Cancers, but trust in divine timing. It does feel like this is truly meant for you. All right, Cancers, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you love and light. Take care.